Welcome once again to Season 1, Episode 2 of Let's Make You a Brand. In this episode, we're going to be talking about is personal branding essential for an entrepreneur? Tarun, thank you once again. Do you think an entrepreneur needs personal branding? Isn't the marketing that the company does enough for them?
Well, if you talk about big companies like Microsoft, Google, Intel, they spend heavy on marketing, like crores of money.
True.
In Asia Pacific regions or across the world. Does that entrepreneur who's, let's say, the CEO or the CXO need a personal brand? I would still say yes. Okay. Not so that they can get business for the company.
Right.
But because again, people trust people. They want a representative from the company to be speaking to them about whatever is happening. Example. Recently, Google released the competitor for ChatGPT,
right.
the Bard AI. Sundar Pichai has to come and speak about it for Roshan and Tarun to trust Google again.
Right.
We might be thinking that they're just trying to compete with ChatGPT, but they might have something even better for us because Google always has something better and bigger for us. When Sundar Pichai comes and speaks to you about that, you trust him more. Right. He's not doing it for making sure that you buy the product. He's just doing it for a connection which is an H to H, human to human, not a company to human.
Right.
Because humans are becoming brands and brands are becoming more human, right? So that's why I would say if a company is that big, you need it for communicating with your audience. Mm-hmm. If a company is, let's say, a mid-sized one, let's say doing 1,000-2,000 crores revenue in a year,
right.
Their CXOs need it too, so that they can showcase and get more people on board within the company,
right.
By showcasing their credibility and increasing the revenue, positioning themselves as an industry leader,
right.
And even getting new people on board, hiring people.
True.
If you're a smaller company, let's go to 1,000 crores से हम लोग drop होके आ जाते हैं 100 crores पे,
right.
Or even lesser. You bloody need it. If you're not doing it, my friend, in 2023 and beyond, while some of you might disagree to this because some of them are just too focused on building the brand, it's okay. Right. Companies are spending a lot on their own marketing activities, but if I don't even know who the founder is, is it going to be still successful? Yes. Example, Zepto. 2 kids, right. Dropped out, start Zepto. तहलका मचा दिया उन्होंने. They've just disrupted the grocery market. 10 minutes or less deliveries. What are you saying? Launched in Bombay and so on and so forth. Right. Do they do a lot of personal branding? They don't. They're working on the product. But does that product need a lot of personal branding? In today's time, Zepto? Yes, it does. People need to keep speaking about Zepto. What they do is, they don't do it themselves. They go on such podcasts and speak over there about that. They go on popular podcasts and then they speak about that. Right. They're not doing their LinkedIn, they're not doing their Instagram. They're just focusing on company building right now, which is great. You're a young founder, you want to build it to a level that you then speak about something. Another founder's example I can give you, which is, let's say, a lesser or a much smaller company. 6 months old. Do you need personal branding more than ever?
Absolutely.
In offline events and online events. So I would say that whatever phase you are in your life as an entrepreneur, if your whole agenda is to grow your company with your network and with your team's network eventually, you still need personal branding because that person is going to attract more people to the company.
Right.
Business-wise, hiring-wise, consultant-wise, referrals also. Because see, today I just want to work with a person. Like in Apple also, or in Microsoft also, people work with people at the end of the day, right? It's H2H unless, bots replace us, which is never going to happen because you can't remove that one thing from us, which is
human side, I guess.
Yeah, which is the human side, plus it's called NI, natural intelligence,
right.
Which we have, right. Not the AI. With all due respect to AI, we can use it and all that, but that's a different conversation. So coming back to the point, every entrepreneur, according to me, in my opinion, or every creator, every individual should build a personal brand in today's time because it's going to result in only good things for them.
Right.
Is there anything to lose if you showcase your personal brand? Can you tell me? Anything to lose?
If done right, I don't think any.
Very well said. If done right. If you do it in the wrong way, it can backfire on a company also.
True.
So make sure that you don't go out there and smoke a joint like Elon Musk does in a podcast, but that is his TG. People love that too.
Right.
Your TG is not you smoking a joint. Your TG is you showcasing your true self while maintaining the professionalism also, that it doesn't hamper your company's digital presence.
Right.
So as an entrepreneur, keep that in mind, because you at the end of the day represent an entity which is bigger than you. Don't forget that.
True.
Because if you become bigger than the company, then it's good, but the company should always be bigger than you. I would say that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tarun, interestingly, you mentioned a couple of these big names, right? Where Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai, these guys are doing what they're doing. How does one strike a balance between their personal branding and from that of their organization's branding?
It's a very thin line that you have to create. First, it's all about telling yourself that that the company is not smaller than me. I work for the company, not the other way around.
Right.
Company doesn't work for me. I work for the company. Whether you're the founder or whether you're the marketing head or whether you're whatever.
Whoever.
If your end goal is to exit the company and become a brand of your own, focus on your personal brand more, but that will be unfair and doing an injustice to your company. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. Strike a balance in a way that whenever you're promoting yourself, if it's in correlation to what your company does, make sure that the company is in your conversation all the time.
Right.
At LnDToday, we do sales and marketing for IT and OEM startups, right?
Right.
Or bigger companies as well. If you're promoting yourself on social media and that is a subject, make sure that LnDToday is a part of that subject.
Right.
If Roshan is talking about sales trainings that he wants to take, it's independent.
True.
So decide and treat yourself as a brand that this is what I'm going to be talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My courses, my workshops, my consultations. That's independent of the company. Am I affecting the company's revenue? No. Am I taking out from the company's revenue? No. This is my own thing. This is my own. This is my company's. Interestingly, I was speaking to a founder recently. 1,000-member team in Mumbai. Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi. Great company, great people to work with. Consider him my mentor as well. He said a very interesting thing, okay? He asked me, in fact. Sometimes I feel that if I'm teaching on the weekends, should I just, incorporate it in my own company and in my training department? I told him that, see, 5 days you give to your company, right? Monday to Friday, die hard. You give your blood, sweat, energy, everything to your company. Keep the 2 days for yourself. Whatever you earn, maybe you want to donate it or whatever because you don't need it, but keep it to yourself. It's for your personal passion. Don't let that mix with your work all the time. Otherwise, what will happen? You will not enjoy the work so much, and you just keep mixing the two. Khichdi ban jayegi. Not going to be enjoyable. So, companies spending on their marketing, great. You spend on your own marketing too. You do organic marketing. You talk about what a company is doing also. Make sure that a part of your content bucket, content pillars in your content on social media is also your company's content bucket. So I used to always I still talk about everything that we are doing at Tarun Speaks. Training here, training there, training where. In association with whichever organization. It's a collaboration, right? So it's always Tarun Speaks tagged in every post I post. Regardless. Tarun Speaks has to be bigger. Tarun Makhija is the founder and CEO of Tarun Speaks, but Tarun Speaks is still bigger than him, right? So tomorrow, if I launch a book, it's going to be Tarun Makhija's book. But Tarun Speaks is a different entity. So treat yourself as a different entity, treat your company as a different entity, and strike a balance where it doesn't offend the company in any way possible and doesn't take a company down in any way possible. So thin line, which you will be able to create over the due course of time.
So I think what you're clearly saying is there needs to be utmost clarity in terms of how you're projecting your organization's branding towards your personal branding.
Right.
And I think here is probably where you should probably involve an outside agency to get things right.
Yeah, you're right. Because see, आप एक entrepreneur हैं, आपका टाइम बहुत कीमती है. आपका टाइम लोगों को देने के लिए पहले ही कम है. उसके ऊपर से आप अपना पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग खुद से करेंगे. अगर आप एक CMO है बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के, तो कैसे कर पाएंगे आप? You will not be able to do justice to it until unless you take out one full day on the weekends and create all the content and then schedule it yourself. But you can do so much more with the team and so only so much by yourself.
True.
So I think these people need an agency to articulate their ideas, and it's exactly what we used to do with a client of ours. I was telling you the other day, right, that he used to give us only 1 hour in 2 weeks. Tell us all his work, all his stories, all his case studies in that 1 hour. Plus sends us pictures and videos, and his teammate also was there. We curated and we make an entire strategy for the next 3 weeks from that. You don't have the time to articulate, right? Is your job being a content writer? No. Is your job being a video editor? No. Then why are you doing it?
Right.
Let somebody else do it. So let's suggest to them that let an agency take care of it, right? Rather than you doing it yourself manually.
Right. Interesting. So, Tarun, let's take a tech founder as a case and example and guide us on how it would help him in terms of personal branding for self and personal branding for the organization.
So let's say if I pick up a specific tech founder, let's say if it's in the Web3 space or the AI space or let's say the IT space, right? When these people talk about the latest technologies and what is happening and they give their industry expertise and their opinions on these things which are trending around their space, it showcases that this guy knows his or her subject very well, establishes authority, credibility. Third, it also establishes one more thing, that if I want to know anything about tech, I need to follow Mr. Roshan.
Right.
He is my go-to person when it comes to tech news. There's so many tech bloggers also, right? The YouTubers rather.
True.
But you don't follow them for the news, you follow them for the masala, for the latest iPhone model coming out, latest laptop coming out, right? So you need these people to talk about that because nobody is talking about that as much as they should. And when a founder does it, it's even better because maybe in the future when this company, after 1 year of me following Roshan, he releases a product, a SaaS-based product.
Right.
I trust him already. I will already trust his company too.
Right.
Once you become a brand, you can sell anything and everything, my friend. And if your brand is already bigger than you, the company you work for, even better. Make a nice fusion of the two, your personal brand and your company's brand. Talk about the subject that interests you the most and only that subject. Like I told you, don't talk about this and that and that and that, but only talk about this.
Right.
IT means only IT. What in IT? Ethical hacking.
Right.
Stick to one specific niche and talk about that because that should be something which your company can also help people with if you want to do it always. So I would suggest that that's what a tech founder can do or should do rather, specifically on LinkedIn.
Right.
And get featured on TechCrunch as a blogging website, as a PR, get featured on other tech news platforms wherein people read about your opinions, they care about your opinion. Like today, Kunal Shah is a tech founder.
Right.
If Kunal Shah talks about something on a podcast, do you want to listen to it?
Of course.
Right? That's exactly what they're doing. At the end of the day, what he does is promote cred.
Right.
The first thing that comes to your head when you think about Kunal Shah is cred.
True.
Because of his personal brand plus his PR. It's going to be a win-win for your brand if you have a good personal brand and then you launch a cred sort of a product also.
Right.
And then you probably want to launch a cred premium later on or a cred or something else. So recently he got on his podcast the founder of Nothing Phone. You know the Nothing Phone?
Right. Yes.
It was a 1.5 hour podcast, a live audience ke saath mein. I heard the entire thing because I loved the knowledge that was brewing in that conversation.
Interesting.
And I hope people love our knowledgeable bites too. So having said that, I think talk about things that matter to you in your company, in your life, pertaining to your professional life more, but keep adding a touch of your personal life also. People love to connect with you once again.
Right, true. So, in this conversation, Tarun, what comes out clearly as a learning to me is one, of course, have your own personal branding strategy, as well as have in isolation a strategy for your organization as well. And to get things right, of course, consult with an outside agency. They'll nudge you in the right direction at least. I think that's the way to go about this. Well, that was Tarun enlightening us about personal branding for yourself and for your organization. So stay tuned and watch out for the next episodes coming soon.